Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Haut Beyleron here in Farming Simulator 22 with me, CWATTY. It is the start of a lovely September day. I'm about to do some preemptive weeding. We did seeding recently, we've done the rolling. We now need to take care of the weeds on the field. So I'm just going to whiz around this field. The other field's been done. We're of course just waiting for our soybeans to be harvested later on in the year. We've got the great harvest finished. I've also got the field mulched, subsoiled and everything, I think. I'll check in a second. Let's have a look. Soil competition. It has been mulched. It has been ploughed. It's been fertilised once. I've also been around the edge of the field, removed the stones from that particular field. Everything else is kind of pretty good at the minute. Like I say, we have got one field over here to mow. Wondering what... Is it my little fertiliser man? Is he parked over here? Yeah, my little fertiliser spreader. I've done the fertilising as well. So making sure everything is taken care of for these fields. And then after I've done the weeding, the next step after the weeding, I think I need to go and move some products. And when I say move products, I mean like my I need to move my I need to take some wool to the spinnery. My brain's a bit scatterbrained today. I'm sorry if I'm not really getting my sentences out properly. My brain's a little bit not really fired up today for some reason, whatever reason. Might not be the greatest Let's Play video ever. It's like my brain's not woken up yet. I'm awake. And I've been awake since 7:30 this morning. So I've been awake 2 hours, but my brain just is not operating on all cylinders yet. Don't know why. Probably because it knows I've got to go to hospital tomorrow, so I'm starting to get that whole anxiety thing. The whole anxiety of travelling tomorrow and having to go for tests. All that's kicking in, and my brain's already starting to shut down on me. As it does, it goes into safe mode to try and protect me. But it's doing it a day early. But yeah, we'll get the weeding done on this field, obviously. Some nice weeds removed from our lovely weeder. Like I say, we've got some wool we've got to take to the spinnery. We've got a load of fabric up at the spinnery we could bring back. I think there's some bread at the bakery, which I may need to go and gather up and collect. Let's double check on all that. How's the animals doing? Chicken's doing fine. Sheep could maybe do with a little bit of food. And we're looking at grain mill. Grain mill's still producing plenty of flour, so that's not a problem. We have got 34,000 litres in storage, but unfortunately the bakery is quite full at the minute. Bakery is quite full at the minute. Again, I'm still having the issue with the bakery. So we might still have to sell some flour separately. We might just have to take some flour and sell flour as a product, because I've got more flour than, again, I can kind of process, because the bakeries are having a bit of a go slow. Again, much like in my other series on Calmsden, I'm producing cake because I've bought some butter, I've bought some milk, I've bought some sugar. So I've paid for that, and I'm producing cakes. So hopefully the cakes will ultimately reimburse me for the materials I've had to buy and provide, but should be good in a sense. So yeah, getting the money situation nicely. Again, it'd be nice if we could buy and accrue some more land, get some more fields of my own, get some more crops. We're sitting on 232,000 at the minute in the bank. And that gives me access to a whole load of fields. We could go down here. Need 291,000 for 31. That one's quite expensive because it's got all that lake, which I don't really need. Start to move again. If we could look down here, and probably 31 could be the next field I go for. I'll have to wait and see. Oh. Lost concentration. Driven off into the trees. Might as well put the time scale up a bit. Increase it a touch. Because again, there's not really going to be a lot to do September once I've done this. Like I say, shift a few products about, and then it'll be a case of come back, hopefully in October, ready for the soybean harvest. And then we'll get the field re-prepped. Get the field re-prepped. Again, probably oilseed radish it over the winter. Saves on fertilizer, doesn't it? One of the things I should probably do, one of the things I should probably have a look at doing as well soon, is maybe seeing if there's a better seeder for me. I know the seeder I mean, technically I'm still leasing the seeder. I don't own the seeder that I'm using. It's still on long-term lease. I still pay for that every single day. But maybe I should look at getting a seeder that does have a direct drill function to it. Offers support for direct drilling. It's something to consider. It's something to consider. I mean, I'm working quite well without it, and I must admit, I kind of do like the process I'm doing now, the way I do my seeding anyway, where I'm not fertilizing as I seed, so my seeder only needs to worry about seeding. It just would be nice sometimes, like when I'm doing like the wheat and the barley and those sort of crops, that I can seed straight away after harvesting if I didn't have to muck about cultivating the fields. Because the fields are going to get bigger as I buy more fields. The fields on this part of the map that I'm buying the fields on are only going to get bigger, and if I've got to keep spending time cultivating unnecessarily between harvests, that kind of slows things down a bit. So having the option to direct seed would be very useful. I mean, I can still keep the seeder I've got, obviously, because it doesn't have fertilizer functionality. There we go. He's round. This should be the last row I have to do with the old weeder. Certainly looking at where I've done the headland, I would say I've definitely weed removed this whole field. Couple of mod updates for today. We've had a new version of guidance steering released yesterday on the mod hub, so I've got that installed. Hoping it's gonna address the issue sometimes we've had where the guidance steering doesn't actually disable properly. Like when you reach the end of the row, you go to turn round and guidance steering stays locked on and you can't steer, and then your vehicle takes off at 100 miles an hour. Especially if you turn off the tool if you like your seeding, and you turn off the seeder, and then obviously the tractor starts accelerating up to its normal top speed rather than its implement restricted speed, or, you know, the number of times that happened to me on the multiplayer server the other day. I was doing some cultivating on a field, got to the end of my road, came to turn round, GPS didn't turn off, I couldn't steer, so the tractor was stuck driving forward. Of course, I was flapping around in a panic because I was driving towards my cotton field, trying to figure out what to do, how to stop it. Hit the button, which then lifted the cultivator, and of course then the tractor accelerates, and it goes from doing 18 kilometers an hour to doing 53 kilometers an hour, and suddenly I'm halfway across the cotton field, having done, I forget, 12-meter strip of crop destruction. Very expensive. So yeah, I hope that bug has been fixed. It's about time, because it, like I say, it's a bug that's been in guidance steering ever since FS19. So it'd be nice if Wapster could finally get a grip on that and get it fixed. Then there was a couple of other mods that I use which have had updates. Field Crate has been updated now. Again, Wapster's done something with that mod to apparently make it compatible with seeders. I'm not too sure why you would need seeders to be able to create fields, but I mean, I was happy that you could just make fields with cultivators. But unfortunately, still no news on when patch 1.3 is going to release from Giants. It's still no sign of it. And again, I was on the forums today just before I started recording this. I saw a patch on there, and basically it sounds like us PC players, we're kind of getting the short end of the stick, because the patch apparently is ready to be delivered. Unfortunately, Giants are holding it back because of the console players. And you know, we don't want to start obviously wars with console players and stuff like that. We don't want to, you know, have a dig at console players, but it's really annoying that, you know, a patch to fix issues with the game that we have paid for, that us PC players have bought and paid for, is being withheld from us because Giants are waiting for the console version to go through testing, to be sent to Sony and Microsoft, and for them to test it and certify it, and then it's available to release. I find that to be really, really bad. There's no reason why they can't release the patch on PC if it's ready. I know the argument is, oh well, it's because of crossplay. If we release the patch on the PC players, then the PC players can't do crossplay with console players until the console players have the patch. Well, that's not really an argument, is it? Because I would imagine 99% of PC players are not playing crossplay with console players. I would imagine pretty much since the first script mods rolled out for the game that no PC players have been playing crossplay with console. You know, ever since the likes of guidance steering, course play, auto drive released, I would imagine crossplay with PC players playing with Xbox or PlayStation players has been a thing of the past. You know, crossplay was probably something that worked really well the first day the game released, and for maybe the first week or two after the game came out. But once mods started rolling out on PC that are not available on the mod hub, I'm pretty sure crossplay went out the window at that point. I know from myself, my multiplayer server, I am running mods on my multiplayer server that are not available on the mod hub. I am running script mods on my multiplayer server that aren't available to anybody on console. And so crossplay doesn't bother me in the slightest, you know, and I don't feel that's a good enough excuse from Giants to deny me a patch that fixes and updates the problems that exist in the game currently, you know. I would sooner have my patch fix. My patch, you know? Let's see where fabric can be delivered to. Les Jardins Farm Shop. Okie dokie. We'll swing by the old farm shop. On the way back, we can go and visit the bakery. See whether they've got any bread for us or any cakes, any goodies for us to deliver. I'm going to go the scenic route today, I think, to the farm shop. Not very often we get to drive around the map. I did a little bit of driving in the last episode or so when I was trying to look for my compaction wheels after getting launched into space. Didn't find them. Even restarting the game, I couldn't get them back. They'd like permanently glitched off the map. And as a result, I ended up having to sell them from the shop menu and then buy some new ones, which is all well and good. You know, it's all well and good, but that costs me money in the end of the day. Every time I buy a new set of wheels, they're more expensive than what I'm getting for selling the old ones, so I keep losing money. So that's twice in a couple of days where I've lost money because I've had to rebuy equipment that has glitched off the map, glitched out of the map. So yeah, patch 1.3 would be really nice, Giants, just saying. Would be really, really nice to have. Then think of all the mods that are going to release once patch 1.3 is out. All the mods that have been kind of held back at the moment by Giants because they need 1.3 to release. There'll be a load of them. We'll have a massive, huge influx of new mods first time patch 1.3 comes out. So we've sold our fabric. That's got us 291,000 in the old bank account. Like I say, we'll have a trip to the bakery. See if they've got any goodies for me. Looks like they've got some cake and some bread. Just don't want to pick up... Oh, I picked up the eggs. Sorry, didn't mean to pick up the eggs. Can I have the eggs back, please? Oh, it's done it again. Could you stop picking up the eggs? Can I move them somewhere else for now? Where they're not going to be in the pickup radius. Right, we got bread and we got cake then. Right, where do we need to go with that? Cake, best sell price is farm shop. Farm shop, it's the only place on the map that accepts it. I'm not selling these at my hunting sell point. That would be kind of wrong, I think. But we can take all this to the farm shop and get it sold. Then we'll have money for a new field. Or a new seeder. Or choices, ladies and gentlemen. Overwhelmed by them. And I'm very bad at making decisions. Because I want to do everything at the same time. I mean, we have got one new field. This year. But it would be nice to get on top and get another one, wouldn't it? There we go, 339,000 litres of product sold. We got money. I should probably pay a bit more off the bank loan, really, before I start buying too many more fields. But I'm going to take this guy now to the grain mill, park him back at the grain mill where he needs to be. Like I say, we are going to have a lot of flour to deal with. Probably not going to move that today though, because again, there's not a lot of room at the actual bakery place, so we'll wait for that. We'll take this guy back to the farm. We finished with the weeder. Like I say, all the fields have been weeded that are currently seeded. I'm not worried about the oilseed radish fields and the, yeah. And I don't think we get weeds on the grape field because I don't believe there's any kind of weeder that would fit between the rows anyway of the grapes. So I don't think grapes are subjected to weeds. And I've done that field. Right, there's my little seeder man. As I say, I do believe I seeded the whole field. He's not stopped halfway, has he? Let's have a look. Fully cultivate? Yeah, fully fertilised. Check. Check, check. So he's done. Now, I did install a new mod today, which was supposed to do something with repair stuff. Offer you options when it comes to repair costs and painting costs and stuff. But, I don't see where you configure it. I thought it was in it was added in one of the menus, apparently. Also, I'm led to believe it's supposed to be added into one of these menus. But I've not seen it. We've got the vehicle leasing one, which is here. Field leasing now, which we can now use. So I could actually lease fields if I wanted to. You know, if that was a thing, and I actually wanted to, I could go and lease the field. Just a little bit confused as to where this mod's disappeared to, because like I say, it was supposed to allow you to customise your repair prices and paint prices. I probably wouldn't touch the repair prices, but one of the things I probably would tweak would be the repaint prices, because they are a bit ridiculous and a bit excessive. But yeah, we've kind of finished at this point. There's not a lot else I can do today. I could go give the sheep a couple of bales of hay, I suppose, or grass. There we go. Feed them. I can also have a quick look in the store while I'm here. Can't I? I suppose. Second-hand equipment sales and all that. Sheep are eating all my lovely grass. And they don't want that one. They're full. Yeah, let's go and have a look at the store then. Unless it's this main one. I've got to click on. No, there's no options there for pricing. I'll have to have a look at the mod again, make sure there's not a button I'm supposed to press to activate, like, the menu or something. First of all, let's have a look at second-hand equipment, see if there's anything we want to buy. Don't already have. Nope. Let's have a look. Cedars. What have we got? We've got one of those leased. Fortunately, not direct drill. That one is, but it's 6 meters, you see. We tend to lose... We lose in size then. That's the problem. If we want a direct drill seeder, we've got to go smaller than what we've got now. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Yeah. I think we're kind of stuck with what we've got, actually. I think we're kind of stuck with the machine we've got, because it's the kind of almost the biggest seeder available at 12 meters that only does seed. I don't want one that does fertilizer and seed, because then you're obviously losing capacity for seed. You're sharing your capacity, and typically they tend to be more heavily in weight of fertilizer than seed. They tend to hold more seed than they do fertilizer. More fertilizer than they do seeds, should I say. We're at 32% in our silage. I think I can take an early summer's break then, folks. And we can come back in October, maybe. How's the greenhouse doing, by the way? It's doing alright. How much water has it got? Plenty. Plenty. Right, I'm going to have a little sleep, have a little snooze. I'm going to wake up last day of September, see if there's anything that wants doing or anything's occurring, and if not, then we'll move ahead to October. Still mightn't buy a field yet, because we're getting paid. Nothing ready to harvest. I mean, 31 is harvested, so now would be the time to buy it. If I wanted to buy it. Let's spend the money. Why not? So it had previously had wheat on it. It has been harvested. Okay, needs lime. Doesn't need ploughing. Probably needs to be mulch. But it needs lime. Well, we can definitely go and do lime on it, can't we? Before we consider anything else. Take Mr. New Holland down there to do the lime spreading. Have a nice full tank. Yet another field purchased. Expanding, expanding, expanding. all the time expanding what we're harvesting. Getting more crops in the ground. Well, this is my lovely new field. I have to have a look, see if any of the trees are going to be a problem for me. Whether there's anything down this end of the field that I need to be worried about. Don't look like it, maybe. Maybe there's a few trees on this corner that might need to just shift. Right, something for us to decide a little bit later on. Have a nice little field. So yeah, it should be interesting to decide what we're going to plant on this field then. What we want to go for. In terms of crop. Trip this way. Might be a case of actually just leaving this field because we're not going to be able to plant anything this year. So I might as well leave the field like it is now, really, until spring, when we can plant other crops. Because I'm not going to be planting any barley this year, because barley doesn't give us that much in terms of yield, and in terms of things like our production for our flour, we kind of want oat and sorghum, as we've already worked out is the best stuff for us. Have I got any canola planted? Oh yeah, I've got 2 fields of canola planted, so I don't need to plant any more canola. So yeah, it's oats, sorghum, soybean and whatever else next year in the spring that we're looking at, really. So there's a lot of spring seeding to do in the springtime. Not a lot to do this time of year now. Might even get to a point where I stop doing wheat, actually, as well. Because it's going to be, I think it almost works out for what the chickens eat. It would almost pay me to buy the chicken food. Just buy the chicken food and use the field that I've put wheat on to plant something else that I can actually sell. There we go. I think I'm going to leave the trees for the time being around this field. I don't feel like I need to chop any down or hack any down. But, you know, you never know. Once we start working the field, we might discover some issues. But yeah, that's about it for today, folks. I can't really think of anything else to do. So when we come back for the next episode, we'll be moving into soybean harvesting, because that's, I think, our last job of the year, really. At that point as well, we might be in the process of getting silage sold, doing silage selling, straw selling, all that sort of stuff as well, which obviously auto drive can assist us with. So yeah, we've reached the end of today's episode, everybody. Thank you all for watching. I'll be seeing you all again very soon with another upload. So for now, from me, it's goodbye. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, everybody. Cheerio.